Good evening, everyone. I'm Seryeong Kim. Before I begin, I'd like to show you this picture. Do you know who the man wearing glasses is in this photo? Do you think he is an actor professor? I think people who watched the movie Taxi Driver would probably recognize him. 4 years ago, this movie hit 10 million viewers in Korea. The background of this movie took place during the Gwangju democratization movement in 1980 in Korea. Then, why did this movement take place in 1980? There was only one reason. It was for democracy. At the time, Korean citizens were oppressed by the military government and wanted freedom. Eventually, citizens of Gwangju gathered to protest and overthrow this suppressive government. They became rebellious against the forces of martial armies in the protest for democracy. As a result, many innocent citizens were killed by the crackdown. Moreover, at that time, the media turned a blind eye to Gwangju by obeying the government order. However, it was Jidgan Hinspeter, a German journalist, who first reported this tragic incident to the world. And this is him. His archives were used to correct the data that the government tried to distort. At the time, all the citizens welcomed him and asked him for help, and he provided assistance. The Korean citizens were able to inform the international community of the unfortunate situation of Gwangju due to his sense of duty and taking a risk. He said, "I knew how dangerous the truth was, but I couldn't turn a blind to the truth." His spirit of sacrifice was well depicted in the movie Taxi Driver. Now, let's move a little bit to the present time. 40 years later, a similar situation is taking place in a different part of the world, Myanmar. As you can see in this photo, Myanmar citizens are kneeling down in front of the Korean embassy asking for help. They are now protesting against military dictatorship and continuously asking the international community for help. The moment I saw this picture, I could recall the role that Jidgan Hinspeter had played in Gwangju democratic movement. Gwangju citizens asking for help from Jidgan Hinspeter is the same as Myanmar citizens asking us for help in front of the Korean embassy. Then what led them to ask for our assistance? On February 1st, Myanmar military carried out a coup denying the victory of National League for Democracy led by Aung San Suu Kyi, who has resisted its dictatorship. She was called a symbol of democratization in Myanmar. The citizens of Myanmar who were angry against the coup began to protest. What does Myanmar have in common with the Gwangju democratic movement? Both Gwangju citizens of 1980 and Myanmar citizens are reaching out for help from the international community. The despair and unhappiness of a country could be consoled with the collaboration of the international community. It cannot be solved completely by the people in Myanmar. However, I believe it will be helpful to raise awareness of the unfortunate situation in Myanmar so that everyone joins in together as citizens of the world. We should not ignore it just because it's not in our backyard. United we stand, divided we fall. This makes us think that integration and collaboration are important. John Dickinson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, was particularly fond of this phrase. What I wanted to emphasize to you today was integration, especially from an international perspective. By working together and integrating as a whole, we have hope that the best is yet to come. Let's all work together so that we don't fall. Thank you.